Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to my very first tutorial on the channel. Please don't mind the little maker pen you see on the side. I'm currently using my PC account just so that way you guys can view this thing right here. So don't mind it yet. It's mainly going to be used for the palette so y'all can see. So for today's video, we are going over the palette. This is something that is very useful with building, very helpful. You may want to learn how to know it if you are getting into the start of building with Rec Room. It's a very good thing to learn. So first things first, if you do not know how to pull out your maker pen, I will show you really quickly. So first, you want to go to your tabs, or your home page, and you're going to look for backpack up on this top screen right here. You'll see backpack. You press your backpack, you'll see tools, and then you'll see you can, for me it's already out, but for you it may not be. So you can press recall, or in your case use, and it'll pull it out right in front of you. Or you can favorite it and just pull it from your back. Pick that back up really quickly. Alright. Next thing that you're going to want to do is open up your palette so we can get started. So we're going to start from top to bottom here. So first things first, we're going to go over the edit button. The edit button is something that you can use in your everyday thing. So if an object is merged together, then you can use that to do whatever with. Like basically, if there are two objects merged together, like let's say you build a wall, all right? With that wall, you don't want to move both. You only want to move one of those walls. You can edit and then only move one of those walls. But without editing, if you press the done button, which you'll see on the edit, you will see there is no walls. The undo and redo button. So with the undo and redo button, that is going to be with your blocks. So if you create a cube and press the undo button, it'll remove that cube. If you press the redo button, it'll add that cube back. Snapping. Snapping is something that you're going to use pretty often. I would recommend starting off on grid. Grid snapping will keep everything on a certain grid with the world you are currently building in, or depending on your size preference on what you are working with. Surface is going to be like if you want to create a wall design. Basically, with surface, it'll attach that cube to the object you can build on that object surface. And then off is no grid. The create tool is what you're going to be using to create majority of your objects. You can use your palette there, and you'll see these shapes right here. You can choose any of these shapes to create with. I'd recommend starting with cubes and tubes. But you can use all these variants of shapes and really have fun. That's the most important thing about building a rec room, is having fun. You'll have your select tool, which means you can select multiple objects at once to use for your own will. Basically, if you want to make two objects one, it'll show you an options menu. It'll be a little purple thing. You can try this out in your own room, but it'll be a little purple thing, and you press that and it'll give you all these options you can try out and really have fun with. Now for the connect tool, I'm going to have my really good friend Rushy explain that to you guys, because he knows more about circuits than I do, and it's definitely more of a circuits type thing. So I'm going to drop that, and I'm going to let Rushy come on in here and explain.
So the connect tool allows you to connect certain objects to either a component or a gizmo. Just like with you can connect an object to the top of the clamp, and it allows the clamp to move the object, just like gluing it together. And you can use the connect tool by connecting circuits. So by connecting this execution to this SFX component. And once you do that and push the button, it allows this to work. Here's my okay.
Alright guys, so let's go over the rest of the objects, and a big thank you to my friend Rushy, who will probably be helping me out with future videos just involving the circuit aspect of things, which I don't get very well, but he does, so he will be helping me out with those. Alright, let's get back into it. So now we're going to go over the configure tool. With configure, you can make multiple objects with this, so we will go more into that probably in a video where you use it in a build. That is what we will probably do in the next one, which will be saving ink in a room. Alright. Oh, before I forget to mention these things up here. Alright, so the only thing you're really going to need up here is your ink limit here. You'll see there's like a bar here. Once that reaches 100, you can't use up any more of it. So try to keep your ink to a certain amount. Alright, the transformed. The transformed is basically a 4-in-1 type deal there. You can scale, manipulate, no, it's scale, rotate, move, and clone in like one. With the move tool, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can move stuff around. Rotate, you can rotate it. Scale, you can basically expand it, like where it's at. Like, let's say you have a couch that's small and you want to make it bigger. You simply use the scale and you'll see all these dots around it. You can move that up and scale it. Clone is and slash flip. With clone, you can basically duplicate. When it comes down to flip, it'll clone it, but like invert it at the same time. So like, let's say a curved arch, and you want to make it a doorway, and it's like a one-sided type arch. You press that flip button, that clone flip button, it'll look like 2 arrows. You press that, and it'll basically make it into a whole doorway there, once you move it in place. The recolor tool is how you recolor objects in the game. The freeze tool is something you can use to freeze any object you would like in the game. Make invention. This is going to be your access to making as many inventions in the game as you would like. So let's say you have created this really cool thing, you want other people to see it, but you don't know how. You could either take a picture of it with your rec room camera, or you can make it an invention and other people can use it in their rooms if you want your work in theirs. Manipulate. The manipulate tool is basically something you can use. Let's say you don't scale an object, you just want to basically be able to, let's say you want to extend a floor, but you don't want it to be extended downwards. No, you want it to extend it sideways. You can use one of those little, you'll see a little bubble dots probably, and you can use those as like a little square, not like an arch really. But you can use those in your tools and basically extend that object any which way you like. The delete tool is how you delete an object for a room. So let's say you spawned in something you didn't mean to and you don't want to use the undo because you already created another object over it. And you don't want to undo that because you spent so much work on it. You use that delete object and that'll delete the object you would not like in your room. Alright, so with the settings over here on the side, there are multiple settings, so we're just going to give you the kind of breezy, easy peasy read through of them. The create tool settings is everything going to be involving your create tool. So you're going to be able to do multiple stuff with this, which we can probably explain more in further depth in a further video if it is necessary. That, because this is a multiple part series, probably going to be like 10 videos long, maybe 20, of just how to. And by the end, you should be able to create your very first room. Your create tube setting is going to be everything involving your tubing, which you'll probably not be using until like video 15 or 5, depending. Your recolor tool is everything involving your recoloring. Your transform tool, rotate, all this stuff. I really would recommend, because I'm a hands-on learner, I'd recommend just getting onto it with your own thing. You know, experiment, look around, but I'm here to help you with some video tutorials just to be here to like a helping hand, basically. But without further ado, that's going to conclude the first video. Thank you all so much for joining in. Thank you for watching. Have a very nice day, or as I say, have a blessed day. And please, if you have any questions, feel free to go to the comment section, or you can simply message my rec room which is at darksoul222. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the flip side. Peace out.